a set of numbers. It can be one number, two numbers, three numbers with plus or minus signs. Also in 3 dimensions. I gave the example 3, 5, 7, but some of those numbers could be negative numbers. I could give you the minus 3, go along the x-axis in this direction. And then minus 5, this way, along the y-axis, and then plus 7, that's a different thing. So all of these coordinates can have plus or minus signs, even in one direction, so it's always directed. It's a set of numbers that gives the coordinate of a point. That's what a vector is, okay? Now I talked about direction. And I defined a vector as how to get to your point. Before I go on, let me just finish the one-dimensional case also. Here is plus, here this way is minus, okay? So if I put my point here, P, and the coordinate is just x, this is again a vector. So, it's a vector, alright? Now, since we realize that a vector involves direction, an address how to get there, I can write it in a different way. I now make a definition. Now I kept telling you a vector is just an address. If a point has coordinates x, y, z, you say it's a vector because that tells you to go from the origin to that x, y, z point. Okay? You go along the x-axis 3 units, y-axis 5 units, z-axis 7 units, and you get there. So to cut it short, I can write it another way. I can make a definition exactly. I say, well, x, y, z means know your origin, start from the origin, go in the x direction. So the words go along the x direction. I make into a mathematical definition, shorthand. I. Okay, I call it I. Going along the x direction. Just by 1 unit. So this is my definition of coordinates. If the coordinate is 3, 5, 7, coordinates are 3, 5, 7, I go along the x direction by 3 units. Okay, then I go along the y direction by 5 units. And z direction by 7 units. So all of these words, to save myself saying all these words, I make use of mathematics as a language. I make a precise definition instead of saying go along the x direction by so many units, etc. Well, going along the x direction by 1 unit, I call it I. So I say go along the x direction, x units. That's x times I. And add to that another displacement, another moving along. okay, etc. So in red, I am defining going along the x-axis. Along which side of the x-axis? Plus or minus? The plus side. Okay, going along the plus side by 1 unit is I. So 3 is go along with 3 units, so I write this 3I. Okay? Green is the same words except go along the plus y-axis, and blue is in the plus z-axis. Okay? I didn't write the words again, but everybody gets this prescription. So if x, y, z is an address, and I can tell an address by go this way, that way, etc. This way, that way, I define as a shortcut I, J, K. Okay? Now I, J, and K themselves are vectors.